Just about 15 minutes after the hour of 7 o'clock, welcome back to the Now Morning Show. Now, as we look forward to mid-November, the folks at ICATT are gearing up for an international finance conference. And joining me on set is the Vice Chairman of the Members and Students Relation Committee of ICATT, Ms. Marissa Quashie. Ms. Quashie, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us on Now.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Now, can I call you Marissa?
Of
That's
course.
fine?
Yes, that's
All right.
perfect.
So, Marissa, tell us about the conference that's going to be taking place in mid-November.
Okay, well, this is the 13th Annual International Finance and Accounting Conference of ICATT. It takes place on November 17th and 18th at the Hyatt Hotel. It starts approximately around 8:30 a.m. every day and finishes at 4. It really seeks to bring together, different technical expertise, people in thought leadership positions, for us to continue to discuss and chat about key areas of focus impacting the accounting and finance profession. So it will allow our participants to reconnect, to network, to learn, reconnect because it's the first in-person conference in a long while. It's been virtual for the last couple of years, so that's going to be fun. It allows us to also network. We have an event right after the conference with DJ Marcus Williams. The accountants are going to get down and do something.
Other than count figures.
Other than count figures and learn as well. So you will get like 13 CPD credits, which is basically, points towards our qualification or professional designation. And the theme this year is Beyond Finance, Driving Sustainability and Reinforcing Trust.
Now, before we get to the significance of the theme, who is this conference targeted to?
Anyone who has a vested interest in the finance and accounting space. So I guess students, members, economists, business executives. Again, once you have that interest, you're more than free to come and, it's not free, but you're more than able to come and attend the conference.
Okay. And the theme, going back to it, you said Beyond Finance, Driving Sustainability, Reinforcing Trust. Why is that so important?
Well, because it really stems from the 2022 to 2025 strategic focus of ICATT. And it's really topical right now. Sustainability is about, meeting, the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. And that's really topical right now. The trust agenda has been a bit, a little bit more shaky during the pandemic. So it seeks to see how we could reinforce that trust with our employees, our delegates, reinforce trust with those who we seek opinions from, like persons like myself in the accounting and finance profession, reinforcing trust in your own vision and in yourself.
Right.
So we thought those two areas were really fitting to be able to have that conference themed around those topics.
Yeah. And then, so what are some of the critical areas that are going to be addressed at the conference?
Okay, we have a really robust agenda. We're going to be focusing, of course, on sustainability and trust. We're going to look at, the finance profession beyond finance. We're going to look at the technological developments that have impacted and continue to impact the profession. We have a range of topics covering talent, leadership, topics of interest. So we have a whole panel on the ESG agenda. We also have we bring all the different generations together. We have the millennials, we have the baby boomers, Generation Y, Generation Z, and we're going to hear everybody's different perspectives. So we look forward to that. And of course, it's an accounting conference. We have accounting topics as well, which speak to IFRS 17, which is a new insurance standard that's coming out. And it's really topical right now because from next year, it really has to be implemented. So we're going to touch on that as well.
Yeah. And in terms of the presenters, because it seems as if you're trying to cover so many generations within it. So what are some of the presenters people can look forward to seeing?
Well, we have two key feature speakers this year. Well, first of all, the Honorable Mr. Com Imbert is going to be speaking. We also have the UN representative for Trinidad and Tobago, who's resident here, Mr. Gerardo Noto. And we also have, different businessmen. We have Nigel Batiste from Republic Bank. We have, Ingrid Lashley as well. She's on a panel with myself, Franca Costello from TT Invest. So we also have persons from the ESG space. Okay. So we have John Haddad. So again, it's a wide range of individuals crossing different sectors, different industries. So it's really going to be a diverse perspective that you're going to get once you attend this conference.
Yeah. Now, as you mentioned, the finance minister, of course, people from Republic Bank, there seems to be both a public and a private showing. What was the significance of that as well?
I think we have accountants or members in every sphere, and we want to cover everybody. People in the public space, people in the private space. We have different, issues facing us. So we want to make sure everybody who comes to the conference feels as though they're receiving something, as well as the different perspectives is very important. So I'm in private practice, and I love to hear what people in public experience. How does it feel to be working in the public sector? And I guess they want to hear from me as well. As to what is it like in the private sector? What are the key things or trends happening? And I think that is what the conference brings very well together, the different perspectives and experiences.
So it's also open to the NGOs, the faith-based organizations, everybody across the board.
Everybody is welcome to come. Once you have a vested interest in finance and accounting, you are welcome to come to this conference.
So once you have a vested interest in finance accounting means that, for example, if I'm in media, I'm exempted? Or is it that because I may have an interest somehow that I can attend? Or because I know you said it's targeted towards accountants and stuff, but if it is I don't know anything about accounting, but this seems so interesting to me, can I still come down to the conference?
You can still come. Once you go to the website, you'll see the full agenda, and you will realize, okay, there's this topic, this seems interesting to me. What is the minister going to say? This might be interesting to me. What is it about, ethics? There's a whole topic on accountability and responsibility. What does that mean to me? The ESG agenda, which speaks to the economical, social, as well as the governance issues, is impacting every one of us. We have to make decisions now that impact future generations. So the decisions that our finance leaders and professionals are making is going to impact you, going to impact everybody else in this room in a couple of years' time. We need to understand, what does that mean to us now? What are businesses doing differently? What is going to change in different organizations? With the ESG, for instance, some persons are no longer going to do as much work with persons in the petrochemical industry. What does that mean to me? So again, it's geared towards, finance and professionals, but the topics are so diverse and relevant, especially the ESG agenda. It makes sense to come to this conference just to hear that.
Yeah. And so with the conference, can I register for particular events or particular topics? So once I register, it's for the entire time?
So there are different options. So once you go to the website, which is www.icatt.org, or you can contact the Secretariat, which is 623-8000, you will get all the information you need. So again, there's groups, discounts, rates, there are day passes, so it really depends. I don't think you can just come to different sessions and just pop in and pop out, but again, call the Secretariat and see what's possible based on your level of interest.
Yeah. And I mean, for anybody who's watching again, to really drive it home, what is the purpose of this conference? Because yes, we've been talking ESG and that sort of thing, but to really bring it home as to why I should be there when this thing is taking place, just tell us a bit more about that.
You need to be there to just get the different perspectives and understanding of what's happening in the finance and accounting space. And there's a lot of things happening that impact persons who are not in that space. So when you come, you are going to hear so much things, obviously, about ESG, because everybody's talking about that, sustainability and trust. But you need to understand, as somebody walking the streets, when I invest my money in that company, what are they about? How does that impact me? What is the next step? Where are companies heading? Where are they going? What is this AI thing that I'm hearing about? How does that work? How does that come together? So again, what is this metaverse? How does that metaverse impact me? I'm a regular accountant. I've been doing this thing for 20-something years, and there are so many things that are changing in this space. I need to keep up. I need to be aware, and this conference will help you with that. Yeah. You're going to hear so many different perspectives. I've been going to this conference for over a few years.
You don't want to give us your age?
Yeah, I'm going to give it that age.
I can accept that, yes.
And what I've learned and how I've developed and how I've been mentored by some of those participants is so much, value add, that's why I'm so passionate about it. I've benefited from it as a student to who I am now. So I think please come, please network, please hear from other people, please hear from some of the people who have been in this profession longer than you or I, and they've seen all the trends, they've seen all the different perspectives, and they're still here to live and tell the tale. Yeah. So I think it's important, especially if you're growing up in this profession, come and be mentored. Come and hear what somebody else who's actually lived this thing for so long, what's happening in your space. So I think it's time to give back here and really see how when you leave that conference, how you can go back into your own organizations and give back.
Yeah. And who are some of these sponsors that ICATT would have partnered with this year?
So the titanium sponsors, the Scallot. Yeah, then we have Titanium, who is PricewaterhouseCoopers, and then we also have the National Gas Company of Trinidad and Tobago. But we also have some other sponsors, which I definitely will need to,
of course,
kind of open this up and tell you about.
Yes. Now, while you're looking for that, you found it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so while you're looking for that, tell us again the website and the number that they can call for the Secretariat.
Okay, the website is ICATT.org, and the phone number is 623-8000.
623-8000.
Yeah,
nice.
so the other sponsors are Gold will be AV Knowles, BDO, Deloitte, EOG Resources, Ernst & Young, KPMG, RBC, More Business Solutions. Silver is AICP CIMA, Grant Thornton, Massey Group, Online Technologies Limited, and Profix. And bronze is ACCA, Baker Tilly, and Flow Trinidad and PKF.
Wow, that's a wide range of people.
That's a wide range. That's how to read it.
Now, in terms of ICATT, just go back a bit. I mean, who is ICATT? I mean, why do this sort of conference to touch everybody and every sector of the country?
So ICATT is really the regulators, the persons who basically oversee this profession in Trinidad and Tobago, the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Trinidad and Tobago. And we have a responsibility to ensure our members are, how should I say, duly developed and aware of the things impacting their profession and just the space that they're in and they operate in. So again, based on our strategic plan for 2022 to 2025, there are certain topics and areas we really want to put out there for our members to understand, benefit from, be able to get the CPD credits. And this is one of them. And because we are so heavily focused right now on, the wider lens of financial reporting to include ESG considerations, we felt it's really the right time to really talk about how is ESG not only impacting Trinidad and Tobago as a nation, and we really will hear that different perspective, but we want to also be able to have our members understand that space in terms of how our business is actually changing and what is your organization expected to do in this space. So we have a panel who's going to talk about sustainability in finance and ensuring that investment decisions also consider ESG considerations. And ESG considerations is so important because it not only impacts your business, but the society at large. It speaks to the responsible accountant. It speaks to, do I just live in my silo? Why should I care about a future generation? Why should I care? Why should I take my money and invest now so that future generations who have no impact to me, I may never see the benefits in my lifetime? Why is it so important that I do these things now? And you really need to come to the conference to understand, because a lot of things are floating out there, but we need to bring it back to what is the practical day-to-day expectation in this space.
Yeah. And when is the conference taking place, and what is the price point for something like this?
Okay, well, it's November 17th and 18th, which is next week, Thursday and Friday, actually. Yeah. And registration ends on November 15th, so please get in there. The price point starts at around $3,350 before VAT, but again, there are group discounts, there are day rates, there are rates for students, retirees.
Yes.
So again, call the Secretariat 623-8000, find out, what is the best package that could work for you, or visit the website www.icatt.org to get all your information.
Nice. And
again, at the Hyatt.
And final thoughts before we close, Ms. Quashie.
As I said, this is one of my loves. Right? I like this conference. I've been going for a while. I'm up at this time in the morning to just really get the message out there that as people in this space, I think the ICATT conference really adds tremendous value. I've seen it. I could live to tell the tale. Come see me in the conference. Let's have a chat. But really come and show your support for the conference. Meet your peers, network with your peers, reconnect with your peers, learn from your peers. And I think it brings so much added value to your day-to-day existence that you really should consider coming to this conference and really spending time with each other.
Nice. Ms. Quashie, let me thank you so much for coming in and sharing with us. I know that you're telling people to come, but just to mention a bit as well, you are currently the financial services sector leader within KPMG and is an engagement leader of audits of some of the largest financial services and group audits within the firm. So folks, when she's telling you come and see her, it's because she has so many years experience in this industry. So I'm sure you're going to walk away with a lot of information. information. Ms. Quashie, again, thank you so much for coming and joining us. And of course, all the best with the conference that's taking place next week.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Have a good day.
And that was Ms. Quashie just talking about a conference that's taking place next week at ICATT. You're on the Now Morning Show. We're going to take a quick break and be right back. Stay with us.
Money, 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 money.